Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, folks. Happy Sunday. Guys, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Picked up like 5 new subscribers overnight, so welcome to anybody that's new. And as you guys all know, thank all of you for being here. I love each and every one of you, and yeah, being able to do this means the absolute world to me. And, we're still a small channel, but I love the community we're building here. And I love that it's just a good message and it encourages you all to know that every one of you, have the power to make your life unbelievable. And that's literally what I'm documenting here, guys. Excuse me. Allergies are bad this week. Yeah, you know what? Sunday, God's Day. So I get up this morning and, it was so nice. I've actually been, as you guys know, I've been a lot busier lately. I pretty much documented this thing since the day I got out of rehab, so you guys, were with me when I had pretty much nothing to do every day, and I've opened the business, and it's really picking up, so during the week I'm getting up every day and, being back out and kind of engaging with the world again, and it's been going phenomenally well. I'm amazingly encouraged. But at the same time, guys, I'm maintaining my balance and I'm making sure I make my meetings and my doctor's appointments and my therapist and my home group on Friday, and doing my uploads at night and making the gym. And you know what? I'm not letting work overwhelm me. I could be taking on a lot more work than I am, but I don't need to. My whole life I've been a workaholic and a drug addict, and I'm no longer either one of them. And it makes me very, very happy. This is the least I've worked in the last 30 plus years. I mean, I'm getting close to 40 hours a week, but I'm making 3 times the money that I ever have, and it's because I've invested in myself, and I've opened a legal business, and I'm not cutting my own throat, and I'm doing things right, and you guys know we've talked about all that, but guys, it's so incredibly important to do all these things, and that's why I talk about them day in and day out, because I want to see all of you do really well. And I mean, I know I've got a lot of friends out here that are established, and you're just supporting me, and I thank you all for being here. But I want to encourage the rest of you guys to know, remember, you guys hold so much power in your lives to uplift other people, and I encourage other people to do that. That's something I'm finding is so important to me nowadays, and I'm getting so much joy out of that. Like I said, I woke up this morning. I was so happy it was Sunday. It was actually nice, and it was a little chilly here last night. I had the window open. I woke up and I was freezing. No, not freezing, but I was chilly. And I sleep really well when I'm cold like that. So I pulled the big blanket over me and went back to bed for another 3.5, 4 hours. Got up at like 10 o'clock. Went and got my coffee. And, got caught up in a little bit of stuff. And then I went to church. And again, I'm not a big fan of organized religion. But I'm finding I can go to church and enjoy hearing the word, hearing the scripture. It's nice to pray in a church because I love church buildings and the beautiful architecture. And it's something I'm no longer like feeling like, oh, I disagree with the church, so I can't go there. No, I can still go there and get what I want out of it, and not have to engage with any of the hypocrisy that I feel. That some of it, and again, it's because it's been taken over by the almighty dollar. But again, this local church is great. The good people there. I stand there and hold the door for everybody walking out, and just to meet people and get them used to seeing my face and saying hi. And that feels good, right? It's just one more way to be of service, and being of service to me today is like the most rewarding thing. So after that, I went and had breakfast at that little place I like to go to, and again, and just be consistency, guys. Consistency makes your life nice. I've been going to the same little diner for long enough now that just about everybody in there knows my name, and it's really a great feeling because again, I'm upbeat and I'm friendly and nothing over the top and nothing crazy, but it's a great feeling when you walk in and 4 or 5 people's faces light up and, hey Pat, how you doing? And just shooting the shit with them, and I love that today, guys. I'm invited into places. I'm accepted as part of a community, and it's nice to see that people look forward to interacting with me because I try to uplift people and make their day better for having bumped into me, and it's just such a powerful, powerful place. I was doing this because I just liked I liked the feeling for myself. I liked finally feeling like I actually was able to like who I am, and I've challenged myself to be the best version of best person I can, the best version of me that I possibly can. And what I'm seeing is it's making an enormous difference in not only my life but the lives of those who I interact with, and it's making I love the fact that everybody I interact with, whether it's my recovery coach, whether it's the doctors, the nurses that I deal with at the doctor's office, my recovery advisor, the people at my AA group, but it's crazy. Or even just like the diners and the coffee shop and the gas stations that I go to regularly. I walk in and people get excited because I'm there, because I have something, I bring positivity and I make their day brighter, and I listen to them, and I try to help out wherever I can. And it's amazing to me the difference it's making in my day-to-day life, and that's why I encourage and I share these things with you all. It's all of us have so much power that we don't know that we have, and so oftentimes we overlook it, or we don't wield it in a positive light. And I encourage you all to just wield your power in a positive way. Go out of your way to try to see somebody else's point of view, and then try to make their day better for having bumped into you. And when you do these things day in and day out consistently, as you've all seen in my life, guys, I'm being blessed in ways that are just shocking to me. Like so many beautiful, amazing experiences are happening left and right. And whether it's the scholarship for Harvard, the money I won, on the roulette wheel, or the pickup truck for a percentage of 5-10% of what its value is. Opening a business, picking up work left and right. I mean, I could go on all day, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I love seeing that I have the control of my life, and that I'm not getting overwhelmed by any of it, and I'm not letting any of it consume me, and I'm staying rooted in prayer and meditation and challenging myself to do better and be better. As a matter of fact, I was talking about that hypnosis 3-day seminar coming up. It's the 16th, 17th, 18th, something like that. And I can't wait to that, because it's going to propel me to the next level, and I can't imagine what the next level is going to be. But again, these are still very early stages, but everything's going swimmingly well. And if things keep up at the rate that they are, or pick up beyond then, this is going to be by far the most phenomenal year of my life. And I'm starting to build relationships. And guys, the thing of it is, guys, I've been patient about it. I'm not forcing myself on anybody, but it takes time. It was fairly lonely coming out of rehab and cutting out because every relationship I had in my life was toxic, and I had to let them all go. And it made for a lot of very lonely days and lonely nights. But I was able to look forward and see the big picture and understand that when you're building something like that, you're going to have to invest, and it's going to take time, and everything is an investment, and that still is. I get on here, and I got my community here and on other sites and throughout the world, but still on a personal relationship basis, this is still fairly quiet. But again, I know that I'm still healing, and I'm bringing myself to that next level. And I just share these things for anybody else that's feeling something similar, not to go out and force something. Because what we do, and what I've done in the past, is I'd get lonely and feel like, oh, I'm doing so well, I got to share this with somebody. I go out and just, look and jump and fall in love with the first person I run into, and then find out that it's a super toxic, imbalanced. And I'm not doing that today. I'm staying rooted in prayer, and I'm having conversations with my higher power, whom I choose to call God, and asking for signs and synchronicities, and understanding that when it's time, and when I know I'm right, and maybe I'm not supposed to yet, I'm still very early on building, and if I were to take my focus off everything I'm doing and focus it onto a new relationship, that might be too much for me right now. And if I meet somebody, it's going to be organically, and if that's the case, I welcome it into my life, and when it happens, I'll be thrilled for it. But I'm going to make sure that I maintain a balance, and I'm not going to let it consume me and take me off of my game, because I'm building something here that is really worthwhile, and I want to have something that's going to be, something that I can share with somebody long term down the road. And the light just gets so dark. But in order to do that, I've got to maintain my balance, and I've got to make sure that I put myself first and continue to fill my cup first, and then help other people with the overflow, because I'm able to help a lot more people from that aspect of things. Let's see. The other thing I was getting to is my landlord, we have that property, he's got that property over in Roxbury that has been going on for a while now. Here, let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit, guys. Excuse me a second here. That's a little better, right? Yeah, it's much better. So we have a couple of units, 5 units under agreement, actually, and one of them had a home inspection today, and there were a couple of things that they noticed. So, he's been under the gun with this property and over his head, and not over his head, but upside down with it quite a while. So he's really excited to get these things sold. So he called me about 2 o'clock and asked me if I would mind going over and taking care of the punch list stuff. I understand he knew it was Sunday and I had my church, and he made sure I didn't interfere with my church. But I told him more than happy to, because again, he told me, to make sure you write up invoices for each one of these things. This isn't that hourly rate that we normally do. These are going to come off of the money being made, and there's plenty of profit going to be on this. So make sure you write invoices and pay yourself for going out and taking care of it under your regular company wages. So I just went out and made half a day's pay in 2 hours, and beautiful, right? And now I took pictures of the invoices and sent them off so he could bring them, send them off to the home inspectors and walk in his sales, and he can sleep well and he's happy now, and I just made a great chunk of money. So guys, when you're willing to go out of your comfort zone, you're willing to do things right, and willing to collaborate and open and upfront, and not only that, but reliable. He knows he can call me at a moment's notice. Like, I'm technically on call 24/7. He's made me the go-to person for all emergencies for all of his properties, and every one of his apartments has a magnet with my phone number on the refrigerator now. So if there's a water leak or a smoke detector issue or plumbing issue or electrical issue, any kind of an emergency issue, my phone is going to ring all night long. And unfortunately, it's been fairly quiet, which is nice because it hasn't been a huge problem yet. But it's something I've accepted, and I'm going to be paid for it accordingly. It's just one more part of building this little mini empire that I've started. And it's by no means an empire. It's a one-man show at the moment. But it is on its way to becoming something beautiful, guys. And it's because I'm not rushing anything, and I'm taking the proper steps, and I'm doing everything to the best of my ability, and I'm getting out of my comfort zone, and I'm sharing it with everybody. And so, anyway, my point was, on my way to Roxbury, that takes me through what we call Methadone Mile, or Mass and Cass here in Boston, which is Melanie at Cass Boulevard and Massachusetts Avenue. It's basically the heart of suffering. It's where the homeless tent city typically is in the summer, and they've broken it down, but there's still, people at every intersection, and it is such a brutal reminder. It's also where my doctor's office is, so I'm down there all the time anyway, and yeah, it's tough, man. You see so many, but it's funny, I go through regularly enough now that at a couple intersections, there's the same people that are typically out there, and I know, whatever, they're not using the money for good, and there's nothing you can do about that, and I try to, talk, and hey, listen, I tell them straight up, listen, I was on the street for years myself, I've done better, go to rehab, get off the street, you can do better, and what it is, but there's a couple that I see regularly, and it comes to a point now where I give them a few dollars, because, they're the same people out there every time, I see them all the time, and the thing it is, they're truly appreciative of it, you know what I mean, you give them $2, and they think it's they think it's the biggest thing in the world, because they actually feel like somebody cares, and that's why I do it, guys. There's nothing that makes me feel better when the same goes, oh my God, I saw your pickup truck, and I knew you were going to stop, and it's so nice, I know that you actually care, and you know what, I do, and then I try to encourage them. And what I'm doing is I'm planting seeds. They're not going to get up and, I gave them $2 and I'm, get up and quit doing drugs or drinking or whatever it is that they do and run into a rehab. But I'm consistently coming and telling the same people the same stories, and they're seeing that I'm maintaining my life and doing better and better all the time. And hopefully it's planting a seed of faith in somebody else's life, because, literally that's the heart of hell down there, the heart of suffering. And I'd love to think that something I'm doing might help save somebody's life one of these days, and that would be great. So yeah, I did that, and I feel pretty good about that. On my way back, I stopped and got a couple fresh lemons so I can make my favorite. I just found a recipe a couple weeks ago for a Parmesan crusted chicken with fresh lemon and garlic. That's absolutely out of this world. And that's the other thing I do today, guys. I'm off to processed foods. I cook everything fresh. I've actually went and got a full-size refrigerator because I got like an efficiency kitchen unit here at my apartment that only had a mini fridge in it, and I had to go grocery shopping like every day. So I expanded. I went and got it's actually sitting right beside my computer desk here in my living room. So it's not conventional, but guys, everything doesn't have to be conventional, and that's why I share these things with you. You can make improvements in your life all the time, and all you've got to do is pay attention, live intentionally, stay grounded in prayer, stay rooted, and look to help other people, and then just keep expanding and not resting on your laurels. And that's what I'm doing. I'm challenging myself, even though I'm growing through leaps and bounds and my life is being blessed in beautiful ways. I'm challenging myself not to get caught up and swept up in it and think that I'm balling, because I'm not. I'm 52 years old and I don't own anything yet, and I'm way behind the gun. But I'm not letting that bother me either. All I can do is be consistent and work hard and make good decisions, and to start building something now, and just keeping my outlook as positive as possible. And guys, it's working phenomenally well, and that's why I encourage all of you to do the same. As always, guys, if there's anything you're struggling with and you need a hand, or you need encouragement, or if there's any kind of resources I can help you find, drop me a comment, or by all means, use the email feature. It's linked in my on my homepage and in my community tab. That's why I'm here, guys. I literally love doing these things. I've dedicated my energy and recovery to helping others, and doing so is really helping me, and that's why I love doing it. So please, by all means, don't be afraid to reach out. I'd love to be able to help you, and that's what makes so that's where I get my joy from. Guys, remember, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Just do the best you can, and if you need a hand, and if you got extra, help somebody else. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be time, energy, a kind word, holding the door, anything you can. Another thing I did, guys, just to let you know, when I had prime rib for my birthday, I saved the prime rib bone, and I saw a beautiful little older pit bull walking by my place this morning. And I asked the owner if they gave him steak bones. He said, absolutely. I said, well, let me run upstairs and get one for you. And I gave her this beautiful prime rib bone with a whole bunch of meat left on the bone, and they were thrilled. Little things like that, guys, are the way you meet people, you uplift your day, you uplift other people's days, and you build a community, and you interact with your life. There's so many ways to be of service. I challenge you to find one, and then come back and let me know. Either way, remember, guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much. We will see you in the next one.